Hi everybody, I'm Elisa and welcome to my channel Lunar Lise. Today I am going to do a pick a card reading and the date is October 15th, 2019. So in this pick a card reading I'm going to be addressing the Mercury retrograde pre-shadow period that we're in right now, which started on the 11th of October and will shift into Mercury retrograde on October 31st, and that will be in Scorpio. Which, in all honesty, I'm kind of excited for to get to the depths of it. I really like the Scorpio energy. So, before we get started, I'm just going to go ahead and ask that we're all present, grounded, open to receive messages, and that I can be a clear channel. So I got 3 crystals today that you can choose from. I have Larimar, which is my new favorite at the moment. We have Amethyst. And up next, some Tiger's Eye. So whatever's calling you, yeah, go ahead and pick that and we'll unravel. So we'll look at this card, the energy card, at the end of the reading for each deck. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and get a couple tarot cards from the Healing Light Tarot by Christopher Butler. I'll go ahead and get a couple shuffles in. So I am going to ask, what is this pre-shadow Mercury retrograde calling us to heal, to start healing for the Mercury retrograde? It's my belief that the pre-shadow is kind of just showing us what we have coming. So we'll go ahead and get 2 cards for what is the Mercury, the pre-shadow, calling us to heal. Ooh, that was a lot of cards, too many. Okay, the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the 10 of Swords. To me, this feels like being exhausted by a lot of planning that we've been doing. What I think this is saying for the pre-shadow energy is that this is going to be a time for us to recreate a vision that we had. Whatever you're working on, let's say you're working on a project for school, you're working on a book, you're working on a painting, there's something going on at your job, and it's saying, like, the cycle of feeling like you've exhausted all your options is gone. So it's just gonna, I kind of think Mercury retrograde is a good time for editing. Just not really, starting any new projects, right? Unless that's the energy that you're feeling, So yeah, Page of Pentacles in reverse and the 10 of Swords. So we'll go ahead and get 2 cards for what do we need to nurture at this time. Ooh, 3. We're getting 3. The Page of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So, I'm definitely called to the 4 of Pentacles being in reverse and the Hangman, especially where I think it's really emphasizing that. It's definitely more of that Pentacles energy, our job, our money, our physical relationships. It's really asking us to change. Change how we are expressing ourselves. And yeah, I think it kind of goes more into that planning phase. Like, realize that the passion for whatever whatever we were planning for here, whatever we will be planning for, we will, just creating that plan. The passion's there, okay? We got it. Even though we were in this Ten of Swords energy, just realize that we still got it. Just don't misuse it, okay? If you catch yourself kind of ruminating on you should be doing more, or stop shooting on yourself, and just I don't know, be open. And so what do we need to release? 2 cards for that. What do we need to release? We almost got a lot of cards, huh? That was bad. That was the light. Thinking we're just gonna have to make that sacrifice, right? Because too technical to attach it. Lighting's good. It's natural. Whatever. So anyway, yeah. This is about rebirth, and again, I feel like this is about splitting our energies, and kind of like I was just saying, it's realizing. Where are the places that are suiting us most, where we're putting our energy. So overall, I'm just going to kind of see, I'm going to use the Numerology guidance deck, which I found out, the way I was saying the last name is Buchanan, so that's Michelle Buchanan. The animals are a little rowdy back there, if you can see. Now they're just being animals, I guess. Okay, so 1 card. Ooh, communication and forgiveness. Yeah. Okay. That's like I especially see that in the Ten of Swords, right? We've been communicating with ourselves. Yeah, in a way that's just like holding our plans up. So we gotta let it go, forgive. Sorry about the dog. Aria. It's hard for me to talk to dogs sometimes. Anyway, yeah, so we just want to, with the 33, you just want to give ourselves more love. And I'm sorry that's reversed. I don't read this in reverse. But 96, yeah, these are all kind of multiples of 3. So I'm seeing it's the end of that cycle of not talking to ourselves with love. Aria, please, lay down. You're all right. She's all right. So, just 1 card from the John Holland Psychic Tarot, and I think we got 2. Yeah, you're discontent. We're discontent here, with where we're putting ourselves emotionally, how we're collaborating, what we're building. This is the 3 of Wands. And so, yeah, I think it's just more that emphasis that, it's misusing our, just our creative energy, right? We're putting it in places that are no longer emotionally serving us. All right, so what do we need to heal overall from the Shamanic Healing Oracle? The struggle. Look, there's another number 3. So yeah, that's and adding it together for a 5. It's changing that communication. It's been a struggle. We've been swimming upstream, and we don't have to. We don't have to be in that Ten of Swords energy. All right. So the Moonology oracle card says adjustments are required. See, we're just planning. Take your time. Really get down to the details. Know what you're manifesting. I cannot understand why this dog is being so vocal right now. Aria, please. Thank you. Thank you, Aria. I say it into the camera as if it helps. I think it does. All right. So let's go ahead and get those tarot cards out of here because I was going to reuse those. we'll give it a good shuffle. That's so cool. I told myself I wanted to spend about 10 minutes on each pile, and it was exactly 10 minutes when I looked at this. So that's one less number I have to memorize or search for later. So anyway, 2 cards for what is this pre-shadow calling for us to heal. What will we be dealing with in the Mercury retrograde season? Oh, we got 3 cards right away. So this is the 8 of Wands, positive movement forward. More of that collaborative energy, right? And then we got the 9 of Pentacles. So we don't have to go at this alone. We can deliver messages forward about, needing help to collaborate. We want to be strong and independent, but, it's okay if we need to ask for help. So I feel like the big thing right there is just asking for help. Aria, please. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. You're okay. There's some little dogs outside. There's so many dogs walking right now. I now know that 5 o'clock is not the right time to record. Everybody's probably getting off of work. All right, so now my energy was just a little over the place, so I'm just gonna take a second, get regrounded, and shuffle, and ask, what do we need to nurture? Oh my goodness, the dog. I need to nurture the dog right now. Aria, it's okay. It's okay. I hope so. She just wants some friends. She just wants to hang out. All right, so what do we need to nurture in this pre-shadow from Mercury retrograde? The King of Wands and the 5 of Wands. Again, there's somebody here that, it could be a Sagittarius, a Leo. It's just that energy generally is kind of what I'm saying. And they want to help you. They want to get you out of this stressful place. They see where you need to, get rid of some things, kick things out of your life, and in order to move forward. So nurturing our relationships. This could be somebody from your past, for sure. That's what the part of Mercury retrograde is about. Things, especially whatever we didn't heal this last season, and if Mercury retrograde this summer, and then as well as what the eclipses were bringing forward, the total solar eclipse in July, and then the lunar eclipse. So those things are we need to nurture our relationships, and this person wants to help you move forward, right? This person wants to help. It's like I don't know if it's like dinner time or something or what, but hi, this is Boo Boo, and she's got to go. So the next thing that we're going to look at is, what do we need to release? Well, I do feel like it's pride for sure, right? Pride and not wanting to ask for help. Why are we afraid of it? Why are we afraid of it? There are cards everywhere. This is a really weird energy. This, I guess, it's kind of like my own shadow is that it's going to be hard for me to communicate. It's hard for me to express myself right now. And that's okay. I'm just working through it, right? And if you guys made it with me, you're working through it with me. And I really appreciate it. I appreciate any likes, comments, and subscribes. That was just like too good of a moment to pass by. So thank you. What do we need to release this pre-shadow season? Yep, we're at the end of the cycle. The Ten of Swords, or not the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Swords in reverse, but maybe because I did say Ten of Swords and 10, the Wheel of Fortune card, it kind of does, maybe it relates to the Larimar, the reading that we had, and in our planning, like, going forward, we're not going to be stuck anymore. That's what we need to release. All right. So let's go ahead and get some numerology guidance cards. I know if I would have put those 2 cards that I pulled earlier, we might have gotten communication. Who knows? New beginnings and nature. Okay. Yeah, so here with the 7 and the 4, I'm seeing it as, here with the purple, our 7th chakra. I think it's kind of even saying, this is a new beginning of where you're receiving your intuitive messages. You're setting for a new foundation. And so I think, even for some of you out there, you're really relying on a higher power, your higher self, whatever that might be. And it's that new energy where you're finally able to move forward. So let's go ahead and get 2 cards from the John Holland Psychic Tarot. Ooh. We're changing from emotionally withdrawing, okay? That's what we're doing here. It's financial and material changes. If we were stuck about not getting the results that we wanted, maybe we're focusing too much energy in one spot, but the time that we took to emotionally withdraw, the time that we are taking, is going to help us balance out those energies where we no longer feel like, we're missing out. And 1 card from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. Ooh. Omens. What was I saying about, the new beginnings? That's number 31 here. So 4, right? That's our foundation, right? And I was saying 3 is as number of communication. We can go back to the this card. It's a number of communication. So, and it's the new beginnings. All right. I know. And 7 plus 4 is 12, and that's another 3. So synchronicity. That's what happened right there. With the 3 and the 1. So yeah, I mean, this is you taking those higher messages. I'll tell you what, I have been hearing crows nonstop, and I was like, what's going on? Is it like, am I like reaching a new level? And then I started thinking, I was like, well, maybe it's fall. But I have been hearing them a lot. And before then, messages come in different ways, right? Just put it out there, right? And you're going to receive those messages. Start communicating, right? Start communicating. I think that's a great message. So let's see what the Amethyst has to tell us. The Moonology deck. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. So what I think that's saying is, look at all the resources you have right now, okay? We have so much out there for us, and we have everything that we need right now. And sometimes all that takes is just asking for it, right? People are for a lot of times wanting to give. You just have to tell them how. You have to, right? You have to ask the signs, your higher power. How do I make this decision? How do I go about this? How do I express myself? And how do I express myself in a healthy way? What's the highest and greatest good? What's the big picture? How is this going to affect everybody involved? So I think that was a really good message. And it could be a little bit connected to the first pile that we did, the Larimar. And it's an Amethyst too. In my private sessions, I always kind of have a representation of the chakras at my desk, and Amethyst is always the one that I use for the 7th chakra. I hadn't even really started, but I think I'm going to take this card because the 2 came out. Okay, and this will be for the Tiger's Eye. What is the Mercury retrograde calling us to heal? Self-love. Putting our energy in different places, really focusing, and being fierce about it. We can do all of these things. But yeah, just remember to love yourself here. It's a whole new opportunity to really choose where you put yourself, where you put your energy. Okay. So what are we needing to nurture? What are we needing to nurture? Three cards. The Moon, the Nine of Cups, and the Star card. I feel like these are the first two major arcanas that we had. The whole shebang here, you know. So this is really gonna nurture, what we really need to nurture is our shadow side, essentially. Know that it's healing here with the Star card. There's hope. And yeah, we're going to be really emotionally fulfilled. We are, you know. I think that's a pretty clear message. And what do we need to release? I'd be surprised if this third pile is like relatively short. I know the second one was kind of short because I was talking to the dog, dealing with the cat. They're both longing to go outside. It's a nice day. All right, 2 cards for what do we need to release. The Five of Cups and the King of Swords. You know, this kind of reminds me of the previous deck too. Like, we have everything that we need in order to get our goals accomplished, to be confident and bring those ideas forward. So yeah, we really need to release that we're missing out. I think, you know, some of us could be even saying like, no, I'm not missing out on that. Like, it's kind of like that. The King of Swords energy that I'm kind of getting is arrogant in that way. It's kind of, hi boo. It's kind of, you know, I think somebody's really been wanting a connection, and they have healed a lot, and they're really happy by themselves, and they know it. But they're ready to put that energy in other places, because their cup is full. And I think, and also the King of Swords is saying that, yeah, they're done with that. All right, boo. She's pretty vocal, a little dramatic. You know, we all have our things. So yeah, I think that's really confident energy too. There could be a little bit of, you know, that's not for everybody, but like I was saying, you know, there could be a little bit of arrogance in that energy too. So we'll go ahead and get 2 cards from the Numerology guidance cards. Yeah, I feel like, you know, we've been on this journey, been on this adventure as an individual for a long time now. That's what this energy is saying to me. And I'm actually going to pull one more card off the top. Happy endings. Yeah, see? I feel like if there's something that you've been calling in, a person, a dream, you know, you've really been working at it, you know that, you know, your foundation is firm, then you're very confident in the fact that it's going to be a happy ending with the King of Swords. That's what I'm feeling. All right. So let's go ahead and get 2 John Holland Psychic Tarot cards. Whoa. Bottom of the deck, the Star card. Oh my goodness. You notice I wasn't doing bottom of the decks earlier. But here we are. this to me is just emphasis, right? That we are healing. We're ready. We're ready. We just have to tell ourselves we're ready. So let's see what these two cards say. Positive movement forward. Look at this. The moon card. I'm so tickled by all of this. I love it. We're moving out of our shadows. I think that's so beautiful. This third deck has really, for me, been really straightforward. I think it's saying that, like, when it comes to Mercury retrograde coming up, and what this pre-shadow is showing us is that, you know, our previous Mercury retrograde, I think we cleared out a lot. And I think, you know, it's saying there might be some instances where we find ourselves just in that typical, like, oh, my technology is acting up, my communication's not quite there, my relationships, like a lot of stuff from the past is coming up. But I feel like the way that we're going to handle it is knowing that it's going to have a happy ending. We made it through this last one, we made it through the one before that, and all the other ones in our entire lifetime. So here we go. We're ready. We're going to do it, right? I'm really excited for that one. I'm really excited. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do the shamanic healing oracle. This is nuts. The animals, I knew it. I kind of was putting off doing this video all day, and it's just like, I guess that's a manifesting, right? My power of manifesting, knowing that whatever I'm putting out there, I will manifest, and here it is. So grounding and truth, that's what we have here. So yeah, we're gonna really come into Mercury retrograde grounded. I think that's what the pre-shadow is showing us here, and we're really coming into the truth here, right? See, 12 making a 3, and then here is 12 making a 3. We have that confidence. We're mind, body, spirit. Our foundation is set. I think triangles are super strong in that way. That's what I think about when I think about threes, besides, you know, creation and mind, body, spirit, and alignment, and working together, using your resources, communicating. Yeah, that's great. So let's go ahead and look at the Moonology card. And it says, a win-win, excuse me, a win-win outcome is in forecast. Full moon in Libra. I mean, I think that's exactly what I've been saying this whole time, right? Happy ending. You know what? This Mercury retrograde for this group might actually be pretty tough. And it's not, I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that because, like, I believe this group really has it. They really have this self-love where they're not gonna let shit fucking fly anymore, right? We're really, like, I'm all amped up. And so that concludes the reading. So if you made it through it all, I kind of had a little treat, a surprise. No shit, this is the card that I pulled for myself this morning. Be the hunter, not the hunted. But anyway, the treat was that if you did relate to all of them, I'm kind of going to give you an overall energy with the Sacred Rebels guidebook. Not the guidebook deck. I was reading, because I have the guidebook in front of me, by Alana Fairchild. So yeah, let's do one card for the overall energy about this Mercury retrograde pre-shadow season. 2 cards, man. Defend to the end the worthwhile. The world wants to be written. We got a number 42 and a number 23. Look, there's that owl again. So yeah, I just kind of want to, like, take a second, let you take in those images. there's so much manifestation, so much communication going on, right? And I think that relates to the second deck that I was saying. You're really open. This group is really open to taking in those higher messages, and as well as that, I think there's both kind of an emphasis on that. So defend to the end, the worthwhile 23. I'm not gonna read everything. I'm just gonna kind of like take some key words that I feel work, You have cried genuine tears of your own grief and also the grief of the world. You have raged at injustice and oppression in your own life and in the world. You have felt the need to protect the presence of love, for whilst it is exceptionally powerful, it can be too easily be smothered under lies and fear. Oh, stop being so sensitive. Stop making such a big deal out of things. And you know what? I think this is talking about releasing the need, not wanting to ask for help when we talked about that earlier. It's kind of like, I think it reminds me of I'll give you a reason to cry, or why are you crying? But boys don't cry. Just that notion. And you do notice her tears are black in the image. It kind of reminds me of a obsidian. So what it's definitely saying is overall we have come a long way, and like the third message, we have had happy endings, but we've also felt the pain. And let's see what else it has to say. This oracle has special guidance for you. You are being asked to stay strong and stand your ground, right? I was saying that for that last group, it might be really tough. I think it's all tough, but we have the tools. You might be in a big emotional journey that feels like the fight of your life. It may be a matter that does not seem to hold much importance. Perhaps, for example, you are contemplating an idea that you feel could be something, but those around you declare it is nothing, much, too impractical, too little, or too much. However, what is happening or soon will be happening is worthwhile, so hold on tight. Okay? We got this. So let's look at the next one. The world wants to be written. The world wants to be written. Yeah, kind of like the idea of, how not everybody resonates with the Bible, but the Bible does talk about, God giving, the apostles and whoever else, wrote the Bible, the messages, the guidance. And to me, my belief, that kind of planted the seed for the idea that everything that we channel, our creativity, our expression, I'm channeling right now, right? I asked to be a clear channel. There's some things that I will say and I completely forget. I lose track, but I feel like maybe if I do that, it's not meant to be said. The message has been heard, whatever, right? But that's me tapping into my intuition. So you might have been taught that creativity is something you have to work hard to access, right? Not being able to get into flow, feeling like you have writer's block, whatever. Or finding that your life purpose is so difficult that you must search high and low for it. Yet what you are is within you and wants to come out at every available opportunity. You don't have to struggle so much. It is more about allowing space for it to manifest and let the energy flow. I think representative of my energy, the entire reading, is just having a hard time letting this flow. It's difficult putting yourself out there. But if you're feeling called to do it, maybe this Mercury retrograde in the pre-shadow season is showing you, you can start planning for these things that you want to do. If you want to make a YouTube channel, like I kind of said at the beginning of the reading, if you're working on that, whatever that creative project is, whatever that thing that is calling you, the world wants to be written. People want to hear your voice. They want to hear what you have to say. We have so much to share and so much to learn from each other, and the resources are abundant. we receive messages through people all the time. You know, how many times are you having a conversation and you're like, oh, I was just talking about that, or, you know, like, whatever, right? As for being yourself, this is the foundation for which your true life path will reveal itself. Being yourself comes easier than you give yourself permission to love, honor, and accept yourself in all circumstances, especially the ones where you might be tempted to reject and judge. Give the sacred rebel within the opportunity to decide your values. If you experience controlling and manipulative forces as you were growing up, you would have found it hard to access your natural state at the time, right? Because we're all kind of in that stage of survival mode. What I know through my peak of depression, I didn't write for years, and you can see it in the pattern of writing. There's just years where I only published on my blog, but one poem, 2 poems, so at least those things for me are tracks, right, of noticing that I let the past hold up the release of the things that I needed to release. When you finish navigating childhood, you start to let go of who you were taught to be in order to become who you really are. And you may have found your life path was not easily accessible. This is simply because your true and natural self was covered by layers of shame from early conditioning that you had to be other than you are in order to win love or be acceptable. And this also resonates with asking for help. Your message could be going to a parent, school teacher, sibling, friend, or lover, or anyone else that is struggling enough with their own shame wound that they shouldn't help but dump it on you. You can't be free to release that shame is just an emotion, not a truth. You can defy and hold it has ever had on. You can defy any hold it has ever had on you and your ability to love yourself. This oracle brings you the guidance that you are now powerful enough to break the cycle. It is time to stop the shame and claim yourself in love instead, right? And right, because we understand that it has a happy ending. What do you want to write, sing, and dance, or become is you. It is natural. Drop your defenses and get into the grit and confront the power that any old shaming has over you. It is finished now. It is time to be naked with yourself. Acknowledge how gorgeous you are and get on with your work. Life is urging you to do so because that work wants to happen. I repeated a lot of messages in that last one, but I think we need to keep hearing it. Sometimes we need to keep telling ourselves that, and that's okay too, right? I'm here to tell you that. I'm listening to this message myself because these are things that I need to hear. So thank you for sticking with me through this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you resonated. Let me know. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I could really use it. And also, if you would like to book a private reading, you can go ahead and follow the link below. It'll take you right to the scheduling page. You can pick your time and pay, and it's that easy. I do 15, 30-minute, or hour-long readings, and we can do that via video chat, via phone. It works out. And there's the crow. There's the sign. There's the sign you need to do the reading. I hope you heard that crow. It was there. Thank you guys. Love ya.